Welcome to another episode of Thirsty Thursday. I am Michelle with Fun in Key West, and I thought we'd do something a little different today. How about pub trivia, Key West themed? Some interesting did you knows, facts, trivia that you can maybe take away and use in your next pub trivia time. It's all about Key West and those vibes, and there's nothing more fun than playing trivia, especially when you know all the answers, and the chances of winning are pretty darn good. There's lots of other information over on FunInKeyWest.com, where to drink, where to eat, where to stay. Lots of exciting things happening in Key West. Stay up to date with our calendar. Under things to do, there's a calendar with events and everything that's happening for the month, and I try to keep that as updated as I possibly can. If I'm missing something, you all let me know and I'll make sure I add it to that calendar. With that being said, I have quite a few things here, and as we go through it, don't worry. We all know that Facebook, if you haven't heard yet, Facebook is not keeping our lives after 30 days. And so I am moving all of these videos over to our YouTube channel. So be sure to subscribe so you know when I've uploaded new videos. And of course, I always use what we're doing here as a foundation for the podcast. Wherever you get your podcast, be sure to check that out, subscribe, listen in. Okay, no further ado. Some of these are going to be really basic and you're going to be like, Michelle, everybody knows this. What's interesting is people who don't really have a lot of connection to Key West or haven't been very much don't know a lot of this. Use some of this to your advantage. Number one, here are some fun and here are 15 fun and quirky trivia facts that you might want to use for your pub trivia night. Number one, Key West is the southernmost point in the continental United States. It's actually just 90 miles from Cuba. And I think we all knew that. It's on the southernmost buoy. Two, Key West was once the richest city per capita in the U.S. In the mid-1800s, due to shipwreck salvage, that industry created the wealth in Key West, and you see a lot of those remnants today. Ernest Hemingway lived in Key West for nearly a decade, and his former home is now a museum, and it's home to about 60-ish six-toed cats, and they are all descendants of Hemingway's first six-toed cat, which is a polydactyl cat. And for extra bonus points, that cat's name was, yep, you guessed it, Snowball. 4, Key West was the only city to secede from the United States, and they formed the short-lived Conch Republic in 1982 as a protest against a Border Patrol roadblock. And that's why in April we have the Conch Republic Days that celebrates that secession. Rumor has it the mayor seceded from the United States and immediately turned around and asked for foreign aid as a foreign country. Gotta love the moxie the guy has. Number 5, President Harry S. Truman had a little White House, which is still there today, in Key West, where he spent 175 days of his presidency. I like that idea. Number 6, Key West has the largest coral barrier. Let me try that one again. Key West has the largest coral barrier reef in North America. Part of the Florida Reef, which is the third largest in the world. That's why you want to come to Key West and the Florida Keys and snorkel and dive. Number 7, Key West Cemetery has quirky gravestones. It is worth wandering through there because there is one that actually says, quote, "I told you I was sick," end quote. Yep, it's there. Go check it out. Number 8, the original Sloppy Joe's bar, frequented by Hemingway, was not originally where it is today. We all know it started off over where Captain Tony's is, and then because of a rent dispute, it moved overnight in 1937 to its current location. Number 9, Key West is closer to Havana, Cuba, than it is to Miami, Florida. And I would also say it's closer to Cuba than it is to a Walmart, too. Number 10, Jimmy Buffett wrote his famous song Margaritaville while living in Key West. There's some discrepancy on that one. I would probably give people a 50-50 on that answer. There are stories that he wrote it as he drove down the Keys. There are stories that he visited Key West and then wrote it. We don't know, but it was about that time. Let's put it to you that way. Number 11, Duval Street, Key West famous main drag, runs from the Gulf of Mexico to the Atlantic Ocean. And a lot of times you'll hear people say it's the longest street in the country because it goes from one end to the other. It's about, what, 1.25 miles long. Although some nights, as you're coming back to where you are staying, it does feel like it's a little bit longer than that 1.25 miles, doesn't it? Number 12, Key West is home to the annual Hemingway Look-alike Contest, held in July, and it's Sloppy Joe's Bar. And you come in for Hemingway Days, and you're going to see all kinds of Hemingways. The island's official, number 13, the island's official motto is one human family, emphasizing diversity and acceptance. I like that. That makes me feel good every time I'm there. This one will blow your mind. Key West's highest natural elevation is only 18 feet above sea level, making it one of the flattest cities in the United States. And I believe that 18-foot mark is at the cemetery. The island was originally called Cayo Hueso, or Bone Key, by the Spanish, allegedly due to the bones found scattered on the island from a Native American burial ground. Here's some bonus ones that are a little bit harder and maybe not as well known. Key West was once the largest city in Florida. So if you were asked, what was once the largest city in Florida? Key West. In the 1830s and the 1940s, due to the thriving port and the wrecking industry. It was not only one of the largest cities in Florida, it was one of the richest per capita in the country. The first international flight from Key West was in 1927 by Pan Am Airways, and it flew to Havana, Cuba. You can still go today while you are in Key West to the home of Pan Am. It's now First Flight Microbrewery, but you can go there and see remnants of what it was when it was Pan Am. But the first international flight came from Key West. So as you're standing there at the southernmost buoy, getting your picture taken at the southernmost point, keep in mind that is not theoretically, well, it's not really, it is not the most southern point on the island. It is the truest southernmost private point on the island. But the Navy base nearby which is off limits, actually has the southernmost point. But for us to be able to actually go to, sit down, take pictures of, and be on, that is the southernmost point. Did you know that Tennessee Williams finished writing A Streetcar Named Desire while living in Key West? I'm not 100% sure, but I think he did it while he was living at the La Concha. Fact checked me on that one. And I think you're all aware of this one. There are free-roaming chickens all over Key West, and they are descendants of the birds brought over by early settlers and Cuban immigrants. Here's one that will get you for bonus points, especially in January if you're far up north. Did you know that Key West has never recorded a frost? Nope. Never. The coldest on-record temperature that they've ever recorded in Key West has been 41 degrees Fahrenheit. No snow, no frost. The Overseas Highway, U.S. Route 1, also known as, I think it's the Jimmy Buffett Highway, connects Key West to the mainland Florida, is 113 miles long, and crosses 42 bridges. We've talked about that before. You go check out that video. But yeah, 42 bridges, 113 miles. Beautiful drive. I know that there's some interesting facts, and I hope you're writing these all down or going, oh, I didn't know that. How about this? Mel Fisher. So when you see the Mel Fisher Museum there, as you're wandering around Front Street, Mel Fisher, a famous treasure hunter, found the Spanish galleon Nuestra Señora de Atocha near Key West in 1985. He recovered treasure worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And I know I butchered that name, but they're still going through all these years later, cleaning up the treasure, and it's an active treasure site if you want to look at it from that perspective. And when you go into the museum, you can see them working, you can see what they're doing, and you can learn all the story about Mel Fisher. This one I found fascinating. In 1848, the Key West Lighthouse was built. Now, keep in mind where the Key West Lighthouse is right now, which is right across from the Hemingway house. That's not where it was originally. It's been moved. But in 1848, when it was built, it was actually operated by a female keeper. I know, really unusual for the time. I was all over that, going, yep. Key West, always different, always on the forefront of change. During World War II, Key West was a major U.S. Navy submarine base. Did you know that? And remnants of the base can still be seen today. So, a little fun fact, a little trivia for you. And we know this one. The island has a sunset celebration every night at Mallory Square. An hour before sunset, an hour after sunset. Comes out and see and support all of those artists. If you stay on island and stay in Key West and you stay at some of the historic inns and historic homes that have been converted into bed and breakfast, especially if they've been around and haven't been through extensive remodeling in their courtyards or in their gardens, you're going to find something interesting. There was actually a freshwater shortage in Key West. So much so that rainwater cisterns were very common and were installed in historic homes until that pipeline was built from the mainland down to the Keys to provide fresh water. The Banyan Resort still has one. She had, when the Banyan Resort, before it was a Banyan Resort and it was a private home, the homeowner brought in all kinds of exotic flowers and trees, and so needed these rainwater cisterns to collect the water to take care of the garden. But you're going to see remnants of these cisterns everywhere. Very cool. And of course, last but not least, some believe that Robert the Doll display over at the East Martello is inspired by the Chucky movies. It isn't. Don't go there. It's not. So if anybody says, was Robert the Doll the inspiration for Chucky? No, he was not. Robert has his own personality, so don't give anybody else credit. So with that, I have armed you with some very interesting Key West facts that you can use for pub trivia. I know that was a lot, and don't worry, you don't have to write them all down. I will put together a blog over on FunInKeyWest.com that you can link to. If you have other interesting facts that you would use in pub trivia, especially Key West themed, let me know. I'd love to add them to the list. It's an interesting way to spend a Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening in your backyard tiki bar, impressing your friends, knowing all the knowledge you have about Key West and the Florida Keys. Just don't let them in on the secret that you have all the answers ahead of time. I am Michelle with FunInKeyWest.com, and I love the fact that you guys stop in. We have some exciting things. Next week, I will probably be going live from Key West. So be sure to pop in, check it out, see what we're up to. If there's something in particular you want me to check out and show you what it has, if it's still there, if it's changed, whatever, let me know. Say, hey, Michelle, check this out. Send us a video. I'll do a walkabout, do a walk around. I'll do that. I'll take you on my morning walks. I'm so excited to be able to do that. As always, I encourage you, please head over to FunInKeyWest.com, sign up for our newsletter. That you do that by getting onto grabbing our happy hour list, and then you're in the know of everything happening in Key West and with Fun in Key West. And we have launched this year our Fun in Key West book club. It's so much fun. All the books have a theme around Key West, meaning they have some sort of connection to the Florida Keys and Key West, either the author, the story, all of that. And we're having a blast over there. Stay tuned if you want to know what the next book is going to be. It's going to be announced very soon. We also have a private Facebook page that you can head over and be part of the conversation in. And there's some other exciting things that's going to happen with that book club. I join the list and be able to be in the know. That is it. Thank you again for stopping by. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being part of our community. Thank you for all of your support. It means the world to me. Like I said, I will probably be on the road tomorrow, so there will be no First Timer Friday tomorrow, but that's okay. We're going to do lots of cool things over the next week or so from palm tree backed backgrounds. I'm heading to Florida to be in my happy space. And I wish you all the best, and we'll talk to you later.